So today is day one of Vlogmas. I've never done a Vlogmas before. I've never done vlogs before recently. But why not? I'm gonna try it. Try them. Um, so my goal in life is not to say so much, but I've already failed miserably, so I guess I need to have higher goals in my life and expectations. Recently, actually yesterday, I got back from my trip in North Carolina where we were with OCC, or Operation Christmas Child, Samritans Purse, serving at their processing center. My job was scanner, which just means I take a scanner um, and I scan QR codes, which oddly enough, one of my YouTubers that I watch, the Bucket List Family, the dad invented it. So check them out. But I would take the little scanner, I'd scan the shoe box, and then I'd scan the box. And so that just lets the families and people and churches know that are sending these boxes out where their boxes are going. I did the last 3 years, not this year, but the 3 years before I did shoe boxes. And one went to a restricted country, which they can't tell you where it goes to because it's restricted. And then I have had one went to Africa, and that was my frozen. I do themed boxes, so that was my frozen box. And then last year I did a Minion box, or was it an art box? I can't remember. Anyway, that box went to the Philippines, and so that's really exciting. So that was my job, and I love it because you're moving around, you're back and forth. You have to be speedy and just like a quick pace, and then I would help. I feel like I have a fuzz. Ugh. I would help take the boxes and put them in to the larger boxes, which anyone who does or participates in the Operation Christmas Child shoe boxes, I encourage you, I beg you to get the cardboard Samaritan's Purse green and red boxes because they fit in the shipping boxes perfectly, and you're able to send more boxes over to the countries than you would if you were going to put it in a shoe box or one of those plastic containers, which as someone who has volunteered at the processing center, it makes it a little more challenging to fit all these random size boxes in a box. But that's part of the challenge. It's fun. So that was a great experience. Funny story. Two funny stories. One made me sad and one was funny. I was given the charge of taking a speaker and my phone to play music so we could sing some songs during devotion times as a group. And I just am not good at technology. And so my sister let me borrow her speaker. I assumed it was charged. I mean, I'd used it in the hotel that morning. And so I have the playlist on my Spotify and I have the speaker set up. Well, the speaker on the speaker, it's a little round one. It has it has a power button, a play button, a stop button, and then these two buttons on the side that say plus and minus. But they also have the skip symbol on them. So everyone's like, oh, can you go louder? So I go on the speaker and I click the plus button thinking, oh, it's going to turn up the volume. No, it changed the song. In fact, it changed the song twice to a song that none of us knew. And I'm like, do you guys know this song? And they're like, no. So then I don't pay for Spotify because I'm cheap. I didn't have any more skips and I couldn't choose this song. So I had to go on YouTube and find the songs. So finally I find the songs. It gets to the second song. No. Yeah, it gets to the second song. The speaker had been beeping. It finally died on us, which was just threw off the flow of the worship time. And then I turn YouTube, of course, has commercials. It has ads, which is how you're able to watch free videos. And it was an inappropriate one. I was like from an awful show in the thing, the characters ripping their shirt off. Anyway, it was so embarrassingly funny, and like they all took it really, really well. So yeah, that was an epic fail, Chantel. Bravo. And then our last day there, we worked our shift, went back to the hotel. Some of the people went and had ice cream. I went, but I didn't eat. Oh, excuse me. I said it again. I need to have an jar, and then I can put a dollar bill for it every time I say it. And we were supposed to go to the Billy Graham Library. So I'm looking up directions. I have really good memory, and I'm really good at directions, so I pretty much know where it is. But I just wanted to double check. And it says it closes at 5, and we left at 4:20. And it's like a 20-minute drive from our hotel to the museum or the library. And we get there, and they're like, we close in 10 minutes. I was so sad because I've been there, and it's so encouraging to see how if you give your life to the Lord and you say, use me, He will. However, the other people that were on the trip, there's 4 other people on the trip that had never been, and all we could do is walk in there. They went to the shop, and then some people went to the house that Billy Graham grew up in. And it was really sad. But it's beautiful there. They have a silo. The inside is just beautiful. It has Bible verses on the rafters. And I walked in the garden and just took in the beautiful, cool autumn air. Or is it winter now? I don't know. Anyway, it felt like autumn because there was beautiful orange trees. So that was a great experience. And I'd have to say the highlight of the trip for me was just, I don't even know if there's a highlight. I just love going and being physically active, like doing this job, serving the Lord and meeting people that also love the Lord. And yeah, so this year I served with my parents. They're the only ones in my family that went out of the 5 of the family, well, 6 now that I have a brother-in-law. But yeah, so that, I just can't explain to you how exciting it is and fun it is to serve there. I really can't. And other people might not think it's fun, but to look at the over 30 stations, you're processing these shoe boxes that are going to countries, and the children are going to be given the gospel and then given the opportunity to be discipled. What? Like, that's just exciting. My mind can't fully wrap around it. But yeah, so I just had a great time, and I am looking forward to going back next year if the Lord wills it. And just thinking about everything that I was able to be a part of, and thinking about Billy Graham and his life, I was just challenged to ask myself, what does the Lord want from me? I have all these dreams. I have all these hopes. I want to help people. I want to work with kids more, or continue to work with kids. I want to get my degree in biblical counseling. I want to get married. I want to adopt kids. There's all these things I hope to do. But what does the Lord want? And how can the Lord use me? Not what I, Chantel, want, but what does the Lord want to use me for? What has He called me to? And am I going to walk by faith and let Him do it? I should, because why not? Why not? His way is best. So I was really challenged to think, what could He do through me if I'm just a willing vessel and I want to be, and I need to be, because He's my Lord and my God, and He's given me everything. And another thing I was thinking about from Ephesians, that if you saw my previous video, we studied Ephesians 1, 2, and 3 on our trip, and the language Paul uses is he has lavished his love upon us. He's rich in mercy, just full of grace. Just those are very luscious, overwhelming terms. And so we were talking about the love and mercy and grace of God, and they're like, well, what do you think of it? And I always think of the ocean, and there's a part in the ocean, I think it's I want to say meridian, I might be wrong. Anyway, there's space in the ocean is the deepest that we've ever, like, that we can go. But we've never been to the bottom of the ocean. Like, we can't even grasp what's down there. We don't even know. And so when I think of God's love, it surrounds you. It can be overwhelming. And so that's the love that I live with. That's the love I want to share. That's the love I want to just let overwhelm me, and let that love just be the conduit of that love. So, yeah, I guess that's all for this first Vlogmas. Check out Samritans Purse.